there. So it's Saturday, March 5th. This week we're talking about our books. Huge Roald Dahl fan. Gotta love Roald Dahl. Who didn't read Roald Dahl as a kid, right? Matilda is probably my favorite because, I mean, she reads books and she becomes powerful because she reads books. So you've gotta love that. I read 1984 for school and it's excellent. It's so good. Everyone should read this book. John Green, clearly. Paper Towns, I think, was probably my favorite. I like me a bit of poetry. This is 101 poems to remember. It's a great little collection of all-star poems, and it's small enough it fits in my bag so I can carry it around when I want to. I love my Hitchhiker's collection. I especially love these editions because they all match. Yay! But my favorite, the one I've read the most often, is So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. It's one of those books that doesn't really have a lot to do with anything, so you can read it when you're stressed about almost anything. Like if you're stressed about school, you can read it. If you're stressed about relationships, you can read it, because it's just, a lot of it is really random, and also they fly. And I always wanted to fly, so I'm so jealous. I'll show my transit map books quickly. I like it. It's great. Alice in Wonderland. You've got to love Alice in Wonderland. It's one of those books that you should just reread, right? It's crazy and unrelated to anything. There's some great quotations. We had to read Fifth Business for school last year, and I loved it, so I read the rest of the trilogy. Robinson Davies is a Canadian author. He's a really, really great author. I read What's Bred in the Bone, which is another of his books, while I was traveling, and I love the way he writes and how his stories are they're about people. So it's just the story of someone's life, which I find so interesting. But definitely Fifth Business is the best. It's one of the best novels I've ever read. It holds together really well as a book, which is always good. The Fantastic Trilogy, Philip Pullman. I'm really sad because these two match, but this one doesn't because I gave it to someone else and then I got a different copy back. I should just never lend books out. But anyway, these are such great books. His Dark Materials. Probably The Subtle Knife is my favorite, but I also love The Amber Spyglass because I love the story of Mary Malone and the ending is amazing. So if you haven't read these books, you definitely should. I think they're really philosophical and relevant, and I think they need to be read on a regular basis because you get so much more out of them every time you read them. I read them first when I was 12 and then again I guess when I was 14 and then again when I was 16, and I think it's time I read them again. Harry Potter, not gonna pile up the whole Harry Potter series, though they are all on my bookshelf. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite. I think I like novels that hold together as a story in themselves. This really does. And there's time travel, which is super cool, and Sirius, and Hermione is kick-ass because she punches Malfoy, and also there's not a lot of Voldemort, which is nice. Yeah. And there's Lupin! I love Lupin! So those are some of my favorite books. Oh, the other favorite book that I have, which I don't have with me, which is really irritating, but it's with a friend, is called My Heartbeat, and it's by Garrett Freeman Ware, and it's set in New York City. It's short, it's easy to read, but I reread it a lot when I was younger, and I think it holds a special place in my heart because I read it so much when I was younger. Books I am currently reading. I have On the Origin of the Species kind of on the go, but kind of not. I'm not really reading it, even though I should be. The other one is Fahrenheit 451, which is excellent. Oh, I'm halfway through it, and I would really recommend it to anyone who is at all intrigued by our culture today and the way society's going. I find that it's talking about so many things that I'm thinking about. So I'm obviously reading it at the right time in my life, and it's so well written, it's so poetic, and I thought at first it would just be about burning books, but it's about so much more than that, so I'd really recommend this. I think it's going to become one of my favorite books. I could probably talk about a lot more books that I've read, but now I think I need to stop talking about books. I will see Mike tomorrow, talking about his books, hopefully. Yay! Bye!